You're watching PEGRI TV, Rhode Island's public access channel.
Cafe. I am Miss SC, and this is the Single Ladies Cafe's panel today. Today we have Fox. How you doing, Fox?
I am very well. How are you?
I'm very well. Thank you very much. Looking fab as usual.
Thank you, thank you.
And then we have Miss Kiki. How are you today, Miss Kiki?
I'm very well.
You very well?
Yes.
You look splendid too.
Thank you.
All right,
so do
now.
you.
Thank you guys. Now, did you guys like have a nice weekend and all that good stuff, or what happened? Did anything good, anything interesting?
We actually did a meet and greet. We represented the Single Ladies Cafe at the Naked Oyster.
Oh.
And it was at New Haven.
Connecticut, yes.
Oh, that was a good time?
Yes.
Excellent time.
Wow.
Really nice place. Really, really nice
good.
place.
Oh, next time you guys will have to take me.
I know, you were a party pooper.
Yeah.
Hey, it's late. I'm getting old. I gotta get my rest in. My beauty rest. You just jump up looking like that.
Hey, now.
Not me. Today, I don't know if I should call this topic controversial or not, but we're going to be talking about people who live together, and we're going to try to get an idea of what the benefits are, what's not the benefits, what the problem is with living together. And that's, of course, if you're not married, because if you're married, you should be living together, right?
Right.
Okay.
I would hope so.
Yeah, so we, of course, took it to our social media, our Facebook fan page, and we got a lot of different, as usual, responses, and we're kind of going to address that in our JV segment. But before that, hopefully, we'll have an idea of, you know, why people want to live together. I'm not so sure that people understand that. I think what people think is that it's all benefits until they do it. So we just kind of want to give people who are thinking in terms of living together maybe just an idea of what it's about. I call it Playhouse, but what it's about before they actually do the real thing, I guess, is why people do it. I don't know. We're going to find out. I don't know. Have any of you lived together with someone? Not when you were married.
Yeah.
How did it, how, still living together?
No.
So that tells me it didn't go too well.
No.
No.
Okay, so input. What happened, Miss Kiki? What happened?
We couldn't live together. He did every pet peeve.
Wow.
Tell me, let me ask you this. How long did you know, how long were you guys dating before you moved in together?
I'd say about 4 months.
Okay. And so when did it end?
Maybe 6 months after that.
Okay. Fox? Oh, wow.
She's going down memory lane.
I mean, I
Well,
just sort of whole
I just kind of shrunk a little bit.
Yeah.
Actually, the first one, I mean, I was in a relationship with the person for many years. The second one was an absolute idiot. We were dating probably for about 3 or 4 months, and we moved in together, and I probably lasted about 3 or 4 months after that.
So what's going on? What's going on that you girls are getting to the 4-month mark and then that's it? What goes on?
Because people really start to show their true colors
Exactly.
around that mark.
And they don't living in their own place is different when you move together?
You don't see it all until you move in with the person.
Right.
You don't get to know someone until you move in with them.
Okay, okay. So you feel that if you guys live together is different
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. Was that before your marriage or after?
Before.
And then you went and married someone? Mm-hmm. And your expectation was what? Because I'm just saying, if you have a bad experience with living with someone,
Yeah.
then you
because,
go.
Because the thing was, they were only coming on the weekends at first, and you get that whole week to be by yourself, and the weekends were great, and then they move in, and you start to realize, whoa, okay, you do this, oh, I can't stand this. So it built up tension. Because I wasn't used to having someone living with me other than my children. Mm-hmm. So when they moved in, I thought I would be able to do it because I loved them and all the goody, this and that. And then they moved in, and I was like, okay, I can't take this.
You say that, the goodies, what goodies?
Yeah, the goodies. Everything was good.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying?
okay.
It was like,
I'm trying to...
No, everything was just good. Everything was good. But it was like once they got there and, they stopped leaving things laying around and, things aren't being done my way. Because, see, in my house, it's my way. And it's just law once you live, if you're under my roof. And they couldn't go by law. So
Hey, wait a minute.
That's how it is.
Hold on a minute. What? Wait a minute. A grown man moved into your place.
Into my place.
Okay. Anyway. I'll reserve that for later. But he moves into your place and he has to do things the way that you have a law and some rules. I get it with the kids.
But see, that was the problem. I figured, it should be my way. I didn't take it into consideration that this is a grown man and whatever, but to me, I felt like if I get up at a certain time, you should not be laying in a bed after a certain time. To me, that's just how I am. To me, after a certain time, you shouldn't be laying in bed. Things should be done. That's just how I felt at the time. So, yeah, so that caused it. Yeah,
Ooh,
yeah, pretty much.
Whiz.
Yeah, my brothers make jokes that I should be like a CO or something.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's how I ran my household. So that's what I expected
For the
him to-
kids,
I
not
know-
for a grown man.
Well, I know better now,
Okay.
but we talking about years ago.
I would hope so.
Ooh, I know what you mean, though. I ain't gonna leave you hanging. I'm not gonna leave you hanging for real. I'm not gonna leave you hanging, but I don't know. That's a little bit. That's too much to me to expect for someone. If you're up, then they have to get up, or this should be done by a certain time you expect. I just think that part right there is a bit too much.
Yeah.
Fox. Well, I know it didn't last for 4 months. Mm-hmm. Okay. Were there any benefits at all?
I'd say for me, I think that was it was a financial benefit because I was able to kind of put a little money aside, more money aside than I would than if I had lived on my own. And I wasn't really responsible for everything by myself. So I could, not have to pay the rent, but I was responsible for the electric bill or the gas bill or the cable bill or the cell phones or something like that. So I think it was a little bit of a financial benefit. So
I guess my question would be, why not get married?
Because he's crazy.
Yeah, he wasn't the guy to
He
marry.
was crazy. It was just no.
You realize
Well,
that
I'm
after
just
you live with them. You realize this is not gonna work, and so no, I wouldn't marry him.
So every person that's a potential person that you'd like to settle down with, you have to live with him first to find out.
I think
Before
so.
I marry him, oh yes, we have to live together first because what if you get married and you can't live with the person? Love is only gonna go so far.
No,
I
think love.
I would have to move in. I don't think every potential person, because you kind of know, after that, that mark. For me, it's usually 6 months. It's the make or break moment. So after 6 months, if we're going good, then I think that we would have to move in before we get married.
Well, I can honestly say this. I will not be moving in with anyone before I marry them.
I have to.
So my whole thing is there has to be another mechanism to know if this is Mr. Right or not. I don't think I should have to shack up with you or give you, you know how they always say you giving her all the milk and the cow and all that.
If we're engaged, we need to live together.
Are you serious?
Yep.
Yeah, I have to live with the person first because I know me, and I know if I don't know how you are living with you, it might not work.
Because it's different from when you're sleeping over here and there
Yeah,
on the
it is.
weekend and once or twice during the middle of the week. It's just completely different when you're living with somebody.
I think it's different when you live together, married or not. That's
Well,
what I think, because
I want to
I
know
think
because
that-
I'm not getting married to you if I don't know how it is when we're going to live. Because I think people hide things a lot.
Yeah, but my point is, you're right, they do. What makes you think they're not going to hide stuff until marriage, until after marriage?
It's
Well,
very
they can- well,
tough
they
to
can
do that with
hide-
me living in your
yeah,
house.
for at least a year. If you can live in my house in a year and it goes smooth, then okay. But in a year, I think I'll be able to see everything.
Why isn't this a conversation, though?
What's the conversation about?
A conversation. If you said, well, I want to be able to, you should get up. What time do you get up in the morning?
but
Because I'm
okay.
an early
You don't have to get up
riser.
with me, but I'm just saying by a certain time you need to be up. You shouldn't be laying in the bed at no 10 o'clock.
But
unless
that's a
you're sick.
question that you
But the
should ask if
conversation
that
that you have
bothers
with
you.
somebody, so if I say, are you miserable? They ain't going to say, yeah, I'm miserable.
But they're not going to say it when they're married either.
You're going to figure it out when you live together before you marry them.
Not really.
Yes,
Not
you will.
necessarily.
Yeah, that was
'Cause
the biggest problem with the guy that I lived with. He was the happiest, bubbliest person while we were dating. But the moment that I moved in, he was the most miserable person walking
I
this
don't
earth.
think it has to do with living together. I think it has to do with knowing the person before you move in. And I think 4 months is too soon to live together.
I will agree.
I agree.
And
on that
that's where the
part.
problem is. It's
Right,
not
I
about
agree. And that's
he
why
needs to
I
live
will
with
not
me
move in
first.
with
If
anybody.
you date him for a year without living together, you could pick up quite a bit what they like and what they don't like. And that's the whole purpose of dating.
Right? And then that's the whole purpose of moving in before you get married.
I don't know what I'm gonna do with these ladies. I really don't know. Guess I'm gonna have to challenge them in the next segment. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Single Ladies Cafe, everybody. Oh my goodness, in that last segment, they were killing me. They were like, what are you, ladies, come on, we're gonna come back for just a minute, come on. Date first,
I know.
at least a year.
Okay.
I know that now.
So let me ask you this. So you date first, you don't see anything major, you wait until marriage.
No.
Okay. Well, you know what? I'm going to get some gentlemen opinions. I've heard you ladies. I'm going to go to our audience, try to get some feedback from some of the men in the audience, our live audience today.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
And just kind of get an idea of like, you know, what they have to say about moving in with their significant others, because I'm not so sure that moving in is the right thing to do. I'm not so sure. So we're going to hear from those guys if they come on over. You know, we'll see what's going on with them. You know, you guys been listening?
Yes.
Okay, and you heard their response.
Yes.
Okay, my question to you guys is, one, what are some of the benefits of living together? And would you live together with your significant other before marriage? If you can expound a little bit.
Well, I've been living with mine for going on. We just celebrated our 19th year this weekend.
Okay.
It's for 2nd of September. But the first time that we met, it was like a year before I moved in, and he begged me to move in. He kept asking me. I was a college student, and he was like, I told him, I was like, well, I'm leaving, I'm going home. He was like, well, you don't have to go home, you know, you can stay here, you know, I have a place, and I helped him move in, but I was kind of like, at first, you know, because like you said, it's different when you're living with someone, but I had dated him, and it was all right so far. I moved in, and the first night we got into a little tiff.
over just like stuff or just like, because I would assume that any type of relationship, you're going to have
Yeah,
that.
any
And I would
type of
even say, even when you move in, to give that a year. That's what I would say.
Well, it's a day by day thing. I have to say that I guess we were like lucky because not every scenario is different. Everyone has, a different, opinion. I think why it lasted so long is that we really liked each other. And I think that's the key thing when you're gonna get involved with someone, because in the beginning it's like, love struck, you're in love, oh, you can't keep your hands off each other, ooh, ooh, baby, baby, ooh. But it's not like that all the time.
No,
It's
no.
not like that all the time. And as the relationship progressed, just like marriage, when it progressed, things change. So I think the key issue is if you really, really like the person, if you really, really care for them, I think if you hold on to that, everything else fall into place. I'm not saying it's easy, because it wasn't easy. I mean, there were times me and him got in some fights, like the first night, and after I can't remember why we were arguing, but all I remember is that I was listening to the radio and he came up behind me and he snatched the earphones off from behind me.
Domestic
And
violence.
you know what I'm saying?
That was day one.
When I'm talking to you, you need to listen. So, I had to take a second, and I had flashbacks of my mom, and I just had to school him a little bit.
Okay.
Because, if you let them do it, then it's like they can do it all the time.
Right.
We're not going to
So-
have
Right.
that. Now, you begged me to move in with
Right.
you. Now you're going to act freaky frog.
Okay.
You know.
Well, let me ask you this. Are there any benefits?
Yeah, oh, yes. Well,
Yeah. Why did I ask?
yes. Well, let's be honest. I mean, you get the sex is more frequent,
In the beginning.
In the beginning is more frequent.
Okay.
Financially, it's better. When we were living together, he didn't have a job, and I had a job, and plus credit cards and everything.
Okay.
And then he later got a job, and everything was just fine. I think the problem is what's difficult in the beginning is even though I waited a year or you wait 4 months, you really don't really know the person unless you're really living with them. You see everything, and especially if you're in an interracial relationship. There's certain cultures or certain things that people do in a certain way where it's let's do it this way, it's a compromise,
Okay.
So-
Well, thank you for your input.
I agree.
What do you think?
I'm at a point where because I've had relationships for a while, that I'm gonna wait too.
You what?
I'm gonna wait.
Okay.
But knowing in my heart I want to move in right now, I'm still gonna wait.
Now, what's your reasoning behind that you would wait?
Well, because in the relationship that I'm in, I tend to there's other people involved. And
Okay.
there's always children involved. You have to take your time with it, because there's someone new
Right.
in their lives, and they're more important
Right.
because it's not just us;
Exactly.
it's all of us.
All right.
So that's more the problem that most people tend to come across when they want to move in with each other. It's just that, all right, we're going to talk about it, but let's gradually get there.
Right. Right.
It's not just rushing to
Now,
it,
would you
because
move in before marriage, or you would wait for the marriage part?
now.
Not now.
Now that I know, I'm gonna wait until we're comfortable with each other. Yes, I would move in before I got married.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate your input. I really do. Thank you. Okay. So, from what I'm hearing, I am hearing that, which we all agree, and I'll tell you something. I've lived with somebody before, and it wasn't even 4 months. It was like 30 days.
I
And
swear, every week I learn something new. Right? Every week I learn something
it was
new.
like bam, bam, bam. Like it was like really, really quick. We did make it to about 2 years, and I'm talking struggling. We had no business together at all, totally different personalities, because at that particular time, I think I was a lot confused back then because, you know, I was trying to figure out who I was. And even though I liked this person, there were things that I didn't like. One, he was abusive, and I wasn't about to tolerate that. So then I wasn't financially set, so I had to stay with him so that, you know, until I could get my money together so that I could move out. Plus, I had a kid. So it kind of, for whatever reason, I was able to make it through that period, but it was really bad. It was so bad that I ran the man out of his own house. So, I mean, that's how bad it was. Like, he was like, you know what? I'm out.
She talked about me?
Yeah. But I wasn't like a sergeant. He was.
Oh.
He was you. I mean, really bad. So, and then you add abuse on top of that, or try to abuse me. Let me put it that way.
Exactly.
You know, because it was like,
For real.
what? I agree. I think with one of the guests that spoke, you know, if you let them get away with it once, then they're gonna think that they can do that all the time. So it was like, no, I can't let him get away with that. I gotta hit him back. So I did. A couple of times, you know, he came charging after me. There were some things like I picked up in the house that I didn't even know I had the strength to like pick up, and I like put it over my head from the ground up. It was like a cupboard type of
Like
thing.
She-Ra.
It was. It really was. I was like, oh my God, he's gonna kill me.
Not Wonder
And
Woman,
I
She-Ra.
picked it up and I like put it over my head, and all our linen, everything, soaps, everything, toothpaste, everything was in it. And I just threw it at him, and I was able to lock the door before he came. Then I was like on the phone, Dad, you gotta come over here. You gotta come on. So I'll send your brothers over there. But it's horrible. It was like the worst feeling. And then on top of that, I was already like, I was involved with somebody else, so I had feelings for that person still, so I was kind of going back and forth between the two. It was just the biggest mess. So from that experience, it's like, no, I think I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna definitely wait. And let me add, for my biblical people, we are taught to wait until marriage. We will not engage. You're not supposed to engage in even sexual.
Engage.
Yeah, engage. I guess some of them wait until they get a ring, and then it's like, whoa. But I'm gonna keep the church people covered too. We don't move in with one another. We wait until, I think you should take the time out and date and learn that person. I agree with you that you don't really know the person until, my mom always said, you know, follow a person home. You know, so I think with that being said, I think choose that wisely, because one of the things I want to say about the benefits is that, you know, if you're not married to that person and it's split and you built a relationship with that person, I don't know about anybody else, I only can speak for me. If I'm a builder, so when I'm building and I'm putting in and when I'm done, it's over, I want what's mine. I don't want to walk out empty-handed. So I feel that marriage provides that. Marriage provides benefits that you can legally claim. May not always be the best route that people want to go, but I don't want to walk out with just a nice time in the first 6 months of sex and nothing else to account for my relationship with you. So we're going to take it to our next segment. We're going to be right back. When we come back, we're going to get the responses from our Facebook audience, from JV. We'll be right back, guys. Thank you for tuning in.
Jesus.
Hey, everybody. We are back. The Single Ladies Cafe. Miss SC and her panel. Joining us is JV. JV does the social media for us, and he's going to give us some feedback on the questions that were posed during the week. And pretty much they are the questions that we've already tried to, address. So we're going to hear back from our Facebook audience, right, JV?
Right.
Okay, what do you got for us today? What do you have?
All right, the first question was, what are the benefits of living together unmarried? The first one was from Lily. They help with watching the kids, help with the bills, and the ability to leave the house with no explanation.
I don't think that's going to happen like that. I think people think they could just walk away. You can't just walk
Say
away.
that again. What the last part was?
The last part was the ability to leave the house with no explanation.
So what
She's saying so she goes to the supermarket. She doesn't have
have
to
to
tell
explain.
him.
That's a lie.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a lie.
Yeah.
Big lie.
Yeah, that really
That
is.
that one, I think. Not only that, I'm just trying to figure out why women would want to do that anyway. I know I'm single, and if I have to call my dad and say, Dad, I'm here, this is where I am, because if something happens to me, I need someone to know where at
you are.
least where I was and where I was headed toward. So why women, or men for that matter, would feel that it's not important to let someone know where you're going, to me sounds a little immature, may I say, because we teach our children to do that. So why, as an adult, you feel that you're not accountable?
I
don't
couldn't
know.
even drive down to the end of my street before one of my exes was on the phone. So never mind.
And me.
And you.
Yeah.
To me, it's just
There
a
was no
common
way
courtesy.
to walk.
Yeah.
To me,
Like,
it's a common courtesy.
it's not as easy as you think it is to say, well, you can just leave whenever you want
No.
to. No, you can't.
No.
It's
And
common
because if
courtesy.
your
And-
man went out and didn't say
Right.
that to
you
you,
would
you'd
want
be
to
tripping.
Right.
You
And
want to
then,
know where he's
you know, when
at.
someone's
Exactly.
saying something a
It's
little
courtesy.
suspicious on
Yes.
Facebook,
Yeah.
then
It's
everybody's
common courtesy.
tripping.
It's
Right.
common
And throwing
courtesy.
and the house is tore up when
The
they get
rule,
home.
the rule of thumb is, I know it's kind of cliches, but if you treat people the way you want to be treated, so if you don't want to be treated that way, then don't treat other people that way.
So number 2 was from Donna. She was like, when it's done, it's done. Doesn't cost thousands to get out of.
I don't know
So
about
that's
that,
just
because when you got to get a new apartment, that you
Right.
got to refurnish it and all that good stuff.
And you have to have first, last.
Make sure that something. You got to
Security,
make sure that your name is
furniture.
cleared so you can put the bills in your name. If you have
And I
outstanding
think-
stuff from the past, it's not that cheap.
I
That's
agree,
expensive.
Fox. I agree. And a lot of women, what they do is, first of all your stuff, all his stuff is in your name anyway. So you're not making such a easy split as you think you are, because most women tend to put a lot of their guys' stuff. That's why, my opinion, get married. Because you've got his name in your, so if his car is in your name, the registration is in your name, the insurance is in your name, the apartment is in your name, his credit cards are in your name, where do you think you're going anytime soon?
Nowhere
Okay.
Exactly.
at all. So William says if you are not married, you can just leave when you want. No divorce lawyer.
It doesn't.
You have to
it's
get
not
some
that
sort of
easy.
lawyer.
No, it's not easy at all.
It's
You're gonna get an eviction lawyer, something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
I think that people think it's as easy as it sounds easy,
But I
and
should go
usually
through it.
that's a statement that comes from someone who is married. But a lot of times it's not that easy. I don't think it's not. It
These
took
days,
me,
no.
when I lived with that person, I lived with that person in their home. They did the grocery shopping, and so I was the one that was being taken care of.
You lose a lot more when
But
you're not.
right, because I didn't have my own.
Yeah.
The only thing was because it was the abuse part, and I knew I had to get out of there. I did save my money but it took me a year and a half. It wasn't easy. It took me longer to save and get out than it did to move in, and you know,
Right.
and like 6 months down the road, the relationship was gone. Like all the love I had for him was like just gone. Like I knew 6 months, this is not gonna work.
Especially in 2012.
Exactly.
Okay, so question 2, no one answered, but I'm posting this one to you so you can
Okay.
answer. What if he dies?
Right. If your reasoning or explanation is that he's a babysitter, he's this, and he's that, and he's gonna pay for this, and what happens if he dies? What are you gonna do?
Can't go anywhere.
You get nothing.
Not even the
Exactly.
insurance.
Nothing at
Not even
all.
the
Unless
insurance.
you're done as a beneficiary, you do.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
It has to be, but that's
Let
legal
me ta-
papers. And no, most men are not going to put you
I was
down
just
as
about
their
to say,
beneficiary. They're going to put their
if you
mother
are not
or
his
somebody.
wife-
I was. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but I was.
Yeah, I'm still a beneficiary.
Then he smartened
of
up because
one.
he was like, wait a minute, she might snap.
That was wise on his part. I was very wise.
But I was smart. I put you. I didn't put him down for a
Exactly.
beneficiary. I put you.
Women are usually smart. You know, they're not going to do that. I just think that those are some of the benefits that are not cool, and you walk away and you have nothing. So my thing is, if I put up with you, I'm not walking away with nothing. You hear me, dear future husband?
Jot it down.
I will not be
Write it
walking away with nothing. Not after I put up with you for any length of time. Okay.
So the third question was, what if the relationship is not working out and you want him to leave but he won't? Do you know what the law is in your state pertaining to evicting him? So the first person was Chanel. She was like, I know my law. Throw all his stuff out the window and change the locks. I won't let a man live with me until I get married because I won't call the cops. I'll get him out the Chanel way.
Okay,
sounds
Chanel.
It doesn't it? Yeah. Too scary.
Very scary, but okay.
So Tanya says, in the state of Louisiana is a law and there is my law. One thing I've always done is preparing myself, and that means everything is in my name, my house, my car, my property. So when it was time to move, I first gave him a verbal. Then when I came back home, I reminded him of the first statement.
Okay. So,
If I remember about Tanya, though, when I saw her response was that she had a hammer,
Right.
a gun, and a knife on the table. And she said, the next time I have to tell you to get out, I'm going to allow you to choose which one.
Choose which one. Yes.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Ooh,
like
she
that.
ain't playing.
She wasn't playing at all.
The realistic part of that is that, as humorous as it sounds, jail time.
Jail.
You're not worth it to me. You're just not worth it to me. I have way, and I think that's another thing that women do is we don't have a. Maybe it's that we don't have enough of our own. But like that lady said, she did. So for me to jeopardize everything that I worked hard for you, no. Mm-mm. I'm not going to jail for you. Sorry.
No, definitely not. And then lastly, Timothy says eviction papers and a court order.
And that's
That's
right.
the right way to do it.
Right.
And that's right. I think, you know, I was trying, my sister's a landlord, and I was posing this question to her. And I was asking her, like, if you live with someone and they won't leave, it's your house, and they won't leave, you have to go through the same process that you would to evict anybody. And in the state of Rhode Island, if you visit someone, or if you're visiting, you know how like overnight, and you're not going home, you have 2 weeks for that. After that, the eviction process can start.
So what you're saying is if I stay at my boyfriend's house for 2 weeks in a row, then I'm automatically a tenant?
Yes.
So then why do I have to wait a year to date him then if they're automatically going to make me?
My whole point is I wouldn't have my stuff living there either for 2 weeks. The whole point is if people can prove that you live there, if you're over there, because you know everybody's watching everything that you do. So if they can prove that you are there for over 2 weeks, it automatically turns into a tenant and not a visitor anymore.
I wish it worked like that with health coverage.
But when you guys are talking about moving in together, you're talking about bringing your stuff, merging your stuff like you're a husband and a wife, and you're just playing house to me. I just think that in the end, I just think it's a waste of time. I think that people should learn the proper way of dating, ask the right questions. I think you should know based off of people's behavior patterns. The same way I can sit here, even though I'm looking at the camera, I can see everybody's body movement just looking straight. I can see when certain things that I say, I can see who's making a body movement. I mean, you have to be that observant about people. If you have someone, look, I'm not gonna live with anybody that's not married to me and he smothered me in my sleep. Now, if I'm his wife, that's different. You know,
But it's different if he smell you in your sleep.
well,
he
legally I'm his wife, but
So would that give him the right to smother you?
no, it don't give him the right. But if he does, at least he gets the insurance policy.
No, he
No,
doesn't.
he don't. How you know?
No, he
He
don't.
ain't gonna say he smothered me.
Because it's evidence. You know they
Girl,
all the
come on
discovery
now.
ID and stuff like that
Exactly.
now and Snap that they ain't gonna let these people
Maybe
get
down
away
the
with
road
this
he
stuff.
be done spent the
Well,
money
you
by
get
then.
smothered,
He
they
done
don't even
spent
get it.
my-
If she gets
The
smothered, we
insurance
gonna make
companies are
sure
not
they
trying to
do
hand
the
out that money
autopsy
like
and all
that.
that.
I will say that I got two smart girls on my side. They be right on it. So
right
I
on
will
that.
say
Get it
You know,
that.
every time somebody gets hospitalized and they're in the coma, I'm like, check the wife.
She
I
do.
swear
She
I
But wait a
really
minute,
do.
she
She
blames
really
stuff on
do.
food that they didn't even do.
I
She do.
I
She
do.
do.
I don't care.
You have to prove yourself innocent.
Because you guilty with her just right from the beginning.
We're at a point where you're in a coma. I say that wife is poisoning him.
She
I'm telling
really
you.
does. She's off the chain.
Somebody gonna prove me right one day.
Okay.
We'll see.
But you know
We'll
that
see.
law makes sense now because you know
What law?
The 2 weeks law. Because the last ex that tried to get me out and I wouldn't leave, and he
You
called
really
the cops.
wouldn't
I
leave?
would not leave. I'm paying bills. I'm not leaving. When I'm ready to leave, then I'm leaving. So I guess he called the cops, and the cops never came. But now it makes sense because they probably said, "Did she live there for over 2 weeks?" And he said,
Right.
"Yep." And
Well,
you
see,
can do
in
about it,
Mass, it
sir.
doesn't work like that. In Mass, if you tell someone leave out your apartment and you're not on that lease, the police are escorting you out.
Oh no, they didn't.
Immediately?
They didn't even come to the house. They
Escort
didn't even
you
waste
out
their time.
immediately.
Yeah, I know that Mass is different. I don't know where, but I know that they are.
Yeah.
Unless he was just trying to, make me nervous and say that he was calling the cops. I'm like, I don't care about the law.
they'll escort
I'm
you
not
out.
going.
Well, I think, really, lady, why wouldn't you leave? Like, leave. If it's
my
not
stuff was
yours,
in there,
leave.
because I had to go to work the next day. My son had school. I don't have time to be playing games with you because you mad. You're not
That's
gonna-
why you
no.
should stay in your own apartment
Go home and
or
go,
in your
go,
own
go
house.
in the room and go to bed. We chilling.
And to the person that said that she had her own, she makes sure that her own stuff, everything is in her name. I don't understand a man that would allow a woman to have everything in her name. Back to Miss Kiki too. Why are you moving in with her?
I ain't getting up.
Why you moving? I think a man
not
should be
waking
a
up.
man. Like this is my opinion. This is just I'm crazy, so I don't know. But even if we were married, there's no we gonna stay in your apartment or I'm gonna stay in. We need to buy a
Do something
house
together.
so that nobody's saying this is my house, this is my house. Because I know I would be. I'd be like, this is my house, boo.
Right.
Don't talk no junk in my house.
know that's right.
And I probably would do those rules a little bit I might let them sleep late, but.
Yeah, but you let him not. Miss S.E., now you know. Listen, y'all. Don't y'all think she a tad bit like me too? Don't y'all think that she not?
I am. I am a little bit. Now, that was
Just a
overboard.
tad.
I'll let him sleep late. Anyway.
No, she won't, because
No,
you
she-
know what she do? She starts
start
banging the
cleaning.
dishes around.
Yeah, she start
The pots and the
vacuuming, scrubbing the floor, the scrub brush. They can't get no sleep with all that.
She may not physically say,
Exactly,
"Get up,"
exactly, but
but
she's gonna make sure he get up. Don't get it twisted.
They got me. They know me too well. All right.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. I just say for me, that ain't gonna work. I need to, if I'm gonna put up with headache, I gotta be married to him. We gonna come right back, and when we come back, we gonna get some exposure with the Fox. You got anything good today?
I got some good stuff today.
Oh,
That's
all
good.
right.
I got a little touch up and, not a touch up, but a update.
Oh, good.
And then that'll be the last year because,
All
one time we were talking about Ed Long every week.
Oh,
I'm not going to do that with y'all. With
Thank
Keep it on.
you.
This is going to be the last
Yeah, that
one.
was a whole year when we did that. So it was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
But anyway, when we come back, we're going to be entertained by Fox, and she's going to update us with some information. Can't wait. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Single Ladies Cafe, everybody. This is our dose of exposure.
Celebrity news and gossip.
Alrighty now. All right, so I'm excited to hear, because I have a question for you if you don't cover it.
Okay.
Can we start with it first?
Yes, go ahead.
What happened to Tamika? She lost the kids?
That was my update for you guys for today.
Oh.
Because I said that I wasn't going to talk about these same folk over and over again.
Yeah, but that's important.
But
though.
Tamika, she lost the battle. So Usher now has full custody of the 2 young ones. I believe, I don't even know the kid's name. That's a shame. But
Usher's kids.
Usher's kids. I know one of them is Usher. After that, I don't know. But yeah, she lost custody of the children.
How does a mom lose custody
I don't
of her
know.
kids?
You know
I
what?
don't get that. Is it true that the more money you have when you're in court, that
That's what she's starting to say, that, you know, the attorney paid the judge off to get
something
custody
ain't right?
to Usher. I mean, it kind of just makes sense. I mean,
Is
I know
she
she be
known to be
acting up.
crazy?
She acts up. I mean, but to me, she doesn't do anything that
The normal.
a normal woman wouldn't do. You know, when an ex moves on to another woman and the new woman's in the life, you know, you usually...
That's different if you keep your kids out of it. I think
I just
a
don't-
good mother and a good wife are 2 different things.
They are.
Right, and I don't know if it was some testimony that the media wasn't able to, you know, hear, and if it's anything where they can actually prove that there's something legitimately wrong with her where she can't have these kids.
Yeah.
But I haven't heard anything really come out and say, you know, she's been diagnosed with this and she's that and she does this and she does that, to where she lost custody of the
So
kids.
is she gonna try to appeal it?
She's definitely going to try and appeal it. She's just
Well,
not
the
going
thing
to
of
let
it is,
that
I just
slide.
can't imagine like a good parent losing their kids to their husband.
I mean, it's definitely a money situation. She's
Has
had
to
about
be.
5 or 6 of them before she met him, before they had their
5
2
or
together.
6 children?
Yeah, she's had.
Did she take care of them before?
She has all of them.
Yeah, so
She has custody
yeah.
of all
So
of them.
there's
So I
something
think it's
else that
definitely
is
a
going
money
on. Yes.
situation.
Well, I hope that, I'm sure that Usher will do well with his kids, I hope. But the judge that would allow such a thing, you know, kids need to be with their mothers. He's a man, he's on the road, kids need to be with their moms. What are they, 2 boys?
2 boys. So, but she has boys too already. One of them we know passed away, Kyle, and at least she has an older son. The oldest, I believe, is a boy. So
I just think that whenever the courts have to take your children away and it's not because I need to be rehabilitated or I'm a danger to my child or something, it's wrong.
Right.
It's not right.
right.
It's
So
not right.
I don't know. She's appealing, so I'm sure that we'll be very in touch with everything that's going on, because this one was publicized, so I'm pretty sure the next one will be too, the next trial. So we'll see, and when the time is right, I'll update you. But I ain't gonna be talking about
Thank you.
Tamika and Usher.
Okay.
Very close to Fox segment.
Okay.
But sad news, and we are losing people left and right. It's crazy. Michael Clark Duncan has passed away.
Wow.
He is known for Green Mile. He's also known for Armageddon. And he had suffered a heart attack about 2 months ago. And his fiance, Omarosa, if everybody knows her, she's from Celebrity Apprentice. She actually found him and she gave him CPR and revived him, got him to the hospital, and he was in the hospital in recovery. And he didn't make it. So 54 years old.
It's a shame.
Very sad.
Good
very
guy.
sad. Yeah. It was,
You
know,
never
the more
hear anything about him,
not at
like
all.
nothing negative about him. And I think it's sad because Omarosa, I think, was she married to that other gentleman
she was married
before?
to when she was on Celebrity Apprentice. She was married.
Oh, okay. She was married to her first
husband, yes.
Okay, and I think with someone who's been waiting for a good man to come along, a good man that you're happy with, and then this, and that was that's the scary part. You know, you wait and you wait, you wait, you wait, and then
Yeah, because she did the show where Donald Trump was helping her find love.
exactly.
And none of those worked out. And not too long after that show, after that that series, she ended up dating Michael, and they were together. It's probably been about 1.5 years, maybe 2 years now. So when did she become a reverend?
I didn't know she was.
I think it was during that time that I don't know, I assume because she was based off of knowing her before Celebrity Apprentice, she wasn't always the nicest
Right.
person or have a good reputation.
Right.
So I kind of think that somewhere before Celebrity Apprentice, because I can kind of see the behavior change a little bit there, and definitely since Michael Duncan. But I'm not sure where she actually got the title,
Right.
but I know that she's been in the church and she's been,
I was surprised
know.
to see that when I was reading.
that
It
she
was
was a
Reverend
reverend. She's been a
Omarosa.
while. It's been a while.
I was like, oh,
It's
okay.
been, she's been calling herself a reverend. I think I read it. I don't know if I read it online or, you know, in a magazine somewhere. But she's really into the church right now. Really into
I'm
it.
sure
so
she's really going to be in it now.
she'll need the prayers.
Yeah.
So,
So of course, the Single Ladies Cafe, we send our condolences to the family and friends of Michael Clark Duncan, and it's very sad. Like I was very, very disturbed when I
Yeah.
kept seeing it. Like, you know, I read it and then I'm like, ooh, that's sad. But then
Such a
when
good
everybody
person.
started posting about it, it's just like, wow, like really?
He's gone.
So, but
I think I'm like that a lot with a lot of people, particularly this year. They're getting younger and younger and younger and younger, and it's like, wow, this person really should be here.
keep
Like,
losing. We lost a lot of great people in 2012. A lot of people. So.
and we only a little over half. the
9
year.
months in. Anyway, so to a little drama, Evelyn Lozada, our basketball wife. So as you guys know, she was in a altercation with her soon-to-be ex-husband, Chad Johnson, aka Ocho Cinco. They had an altercation with each other where she found a receipt for a box of condoms in the car, and they got into an argument, which led to him headbutting her. And the headbutt left a 3-inch laceration on her forehead. And she filed for divorce, which I commend her on that. It was a matter of a couple of days from the incident, and they have not seen or talked with each other since. So she finally has come out probably about 3 weeks after the incident, and she had her first interview with ABC Nightline
Oh,
to
okay.
discuss everything that happened that night and how she's moving forward now. So people are so harsh. And we all know that I'm a very harsh person.
And I was just about to say, me
I am
too.
a
I'm getting ready to get on it, so
I am a very, very harsh person, but I mean, I get it. And I know where you're going to go, because you're going to say, all I can visualize is her running across the table and throwing bottles and hitting people in the head with their
get what
purse.
she deserves it this
Okay.
Not
time.
from a man.
No, she shouldn't
Maybe
have got
another
headbutted.
woman.
That wasn't cool. That wasn't cool.
I don't care who
And
hit
I
me
think
or
that-
throw something at me and hit me.
You right, but should no man be hitting her like that.
Not
should
head-
not
he's
have
a football
headbutt.
player.
He
You don't
should not have
headbutt.
headbutt
Exactly.
her.
You don't
Not-
headbutt people on
not
the
to the
field.
point
You
where
get
you
in
get
trouble for
3-inch.
Yeah, you get in trouble for headbutting on the field. You're gonna get in trouble for headbutting at home. So I don't think there's been any formal charges that have been actually brought against him. I haven't seen that yet to where he's actually
charges?
Like I haven't read that to where he's actually being charged with domestic violence.
Not even not.
I have not heard that. Maybe I missed it somewhere, but she is moving forward with the divorce. They were only married for 43 days. So they
Okay,
don't beat.
this is what I mean. This is what I mean by. Oh, I couldn't wait for her to get to this part. This is what I mean by living together, and they did live together really soon. They probably only knew each other 3 days.
Yeah, because you know they're losing a lot. They got to pay back St. Martin for they were paid $90 million or something like that to have their wedding there, because they're supposed to be airing it on their Chad or Evan Ocho series, which VH1 has dropped. They're not getting that. They're losing sponsors left and right. Evelyn's canceling dates because she's out promoting her book, so she hasn't made any public appearances. But I have to say that her forehead didn't look like it was damaged when she was up on that interview. It looked smooth like a baby's bottom.
Or maybe she got some really expensive makeup. or
What's that
something.
makeup?
Some
That-
Mederma.
that-
Oh, was it
yeah.
some Mederma girl.
Yeah,
something.
maybe that's what she got. But you know, she was like, the waterworks was just in full effect in that interview. Oh my gosh! So people were like
But they look
crocodile
fake.
tears. Yeah,
It look
they
fake.
were not
She-
cutting her
you
no kind of
know,
slack at all.
No,
So of course, you know,
I'm just
naturally,
speechless when it comes to her.
naturally, I think it's kind of rude that he has not done it, but she's looking for him to apologize. He still has not said, I'm sorry.
Because he's not sorry.
That's crazy.
I know.
So
It is,
how
but
do
he's
you
not
apologize to your fans, but not the person that you attacked?
Because he's not sorry for
Because mind
attacking
you,
her.
just to update you too,
Right.
he was dropped from the Miami Dolphins already. They publicized him getting fired on a show on HBO. What else happened with him? Yeah, they lost the reality show. Now they got to pay back St. Martin's. I think they're also on the point to where they're being foreclosed on a house too that they don't have.
So-
So they spending all kinds of money that they really didn't have.
And they're not gonna have none for a long time because it sounds like they got a lot of money to pay back. I mean, but this is the kind of stuff, and in their case, they were married
Right.
the last 43 days. And I think it should go split right down the middle.
I think
Here's
there were
your half,
prenups
Evelyn, and
involved,
here's
so I
yours.
don't know if how that's going to go down like that.
Prenup? Yeah. What's that got to do with anything?
Ain't nobody getting
If you
that
sign a
split.
We
prenup,
ain't
they're
no,
not
no,
gonna
no, no.
split.
We're not talking about their furniture. I'm talking about them bills that you just created. I'm talking about paying back the Bahamas, the money because we didn't get married and that wedding that we were. You gonna give me my money back?
Well, I guess it depends on whose name everything was in.
You right about that? That's why I say make sure your stuff is legaled up.
Seriously.
So, yeah, that was the end of that. But,
She's
you know,
so dramatic. She's so.
I didn't even get to
It was
see it. I
it was
had
a
to
little
see it.
Rihanna,
Yeah.
Rihanna-ish, you know, kind of like coming out. And,
I just question,
like, who
like-
owns the ABC? Like, who even watches ABC? I
Right.
don't even know who the people are. I think her name is Robin something or another. Let me see what her name. Amy Robach.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know her either. But they come on Saturday nights.
Well, she's supposed to be on this show.
Yes,
with
she's going to be on.
Iyanla Vanzant.
Yes, and she's
That-
going to be talking about domestic violence and all that stuff, and her anger and all that. Yeah.
My problem with these women that does the domestic violence thing, and I'm all for that because I am also into that. But my thing is, don't do all this and then go back to the man.
Okay.
Let it be enough time. Like, I think that just because they're celebrity, she's not the only one. Because remember that pastor, I can't think of her name.
Juanita Bynum.
Juanita Bynum did the same thing with her husband. This dramatic, fight where he
tore
probably
her
just
up, though.
did he? He didn't tear her up. He probably tackled her to the ground, and she probably was all up in his face and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, next thing I know, she's on divorce court. I turned the channel on, and she's one of the people counseling the people. I'm like, go somewhere and figure out what happened to your marriage before you counsel me. I'm just and there's somebody else recently that just did it too, where they now that girl on Love and Hip Hop.
Oh, but can I tell you about that?
We got 1 minute.
We got 1 minute, but it just hit that her the boyfriend that she's accusing of abusing her.
Really did happen?
No, he is suing VH1
Get
and
out. Are you
Mona
serious?
Scott. Yes, because he's going for
I
them
told
because
you.
they're damaging his name.
I told you
So,
that.
and then he's suing them because they gave her the platform to be able to go out and speak against him when he's saying that he didn't do it. So he's suing them. That just came up.
Okay, to all you Love and Hip Hop fans.
Fanatics, Atlanta.
Yeah, Atlanta.
Make sure you get the right one,
Right,
Atlanta.
We're gonna have to update y'all a little bit later. But I mean, really though, that's a shame. All for attention? Okay. Anyway, look, ladies and gentlemen, please, if you can hold out to marriage, don't live with one another. I'm just saying. I don't see any real benefits there. Not really. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. This has been the Single Ladies Cafe. We will see you guys next time. Bye.